this is Raylene with HOA Fight Club. I would like to talk about boards giving gifts to other members or property managers or someone like that. Is that a breach of duty? Should the board have the right to use association funds to give out gifts to other people? So I'm sure every state is different. To me, of course, my own opinion is that this is a conflict of interest. I know that in Florida, they are required to have a committee for fining and doing like making sure people are in compliance. So they have a 3-person committee that's required so that it's an impartial tribunal. It can't be anybody's, sibling or wife or, cousin or whatever serving on the board and then serving on a committee or relatives serving on either or of those. So I was looking at this, and if a board member gives a committee member, a gift for doing what they do, thank you for helping us, that's really a really kind thought, but that isn't up to the board. It has to be a part of the CC&Rs. If your CC&Rs say that no one should get paid, no one should get paid. If your CC&Rs say that it takes a vote of the people to get paid, then there has to be record of that. And before a board does have committees, they have to have a resolution of what that committee's responsibility is. So they have to talk about it in a meeting. They have to put it in writing, and they have to sign it that they've made this resolution that these people will get paid this amount of money. Now, most of the time, that's going to take a vote of the owners to amend the bylaws so that there is something in there that talks about being paid. I know that a gift card seems really nice and really, that it's not really that bad, but you don't know if a board's giving out more than one gift card or, giving out a gift card because one of their friends can't afford their association dues that month. So the HOA gives them a $250 gift card, and then that person can afford to pay their HOA dues. Visa gift cards can be used for anything. So, you've got to be really, really careful on giving out gifts. Now, the other one is in Florida, they have to have that fining committee. So you have a 3-person board that's supposed to be impartial. These are the jurors. These are the people that should not have an opinion, but should look at the facts, and they are to be treated as impartial jurors. So when you go to serve on jury duty, you do not get paid. So you cannot reasonably say that these people should get paid for their services or get a gift because of their services. A jury should remain impartial. They should be an impartial tribunal that looks at the evidence, says yes or no, and then the board makes the final decision. It's all still in the board's power, but the jury is in those notes. That committee has discussed it. They've turned those notes over to the board. And if you have a fining committee, you have the right to see those notes that they're taking. You have the right to see whatever the board discusses about your situation. That's the evidence that they're going to use against you. So just like in a regular court, you have the right to an impartial tribunal. You have right to all evidence prior to a hearing. You have the right to see what they are doing. Now, the other thing that I've dealt with this week is a board that is fining someone when the rules haven't been broken. So if in the CC&Rs, it's not stated that this is a violation, and the board makes up a violation, that is a breach of their duty. They should not be making up violations to get a homeowner that maybe they don't like, so they're going to fine them for something. This happened to me when the board was fining us for our garages. So the board would say that we couldn't do something in our garages, or they could make rules for it. Well, in our declaration, it specifically said they can't make rules for the garages. So those are our own personal items. We own them. The board can make rules for the garage doors and the walls, but they couldn't make rules for what we did in our garages. So they said that my husband was smoking in the garage, and that was fine, which wasn't either. We couldn't smoke anywhere. They told us we had to smoke inside our units. Well, the garage was our unit. So they were just making up rules and then fining people into foreclosure because of those rules. So we have to make sure that things stay impartial. And if you have a board that is paying somebody with a gift card for doing what they're supposed to do anyways, I find that a conflict of interest. Now, if you have a different opinion on that, that's great. The IRS kind of agrees that services have to be able to be covered under a 1099. So if you're going to pay a board member for something, they have to claim it on their 1099 because it's services rendered. That means they did a job. So the IRS views this as a very tricky situation, and that if you don't give that person a 1099 after they've made, I think it's over $600, then you're in the wrong. Now, if you're just giving gift cards out because of certain reasons, you have to disclose that in the meeting minutes and in the board vote. So, and like I said, most of the time, to have anybody paid that's a member of the HOA, it has to be approved by the members. It has to be in the bylaws. It has to be in the declaration. It has to be somewhere besides the rules, because we know that the rules can be changed at any time for people to receive payment. Look at your articles of incorporation. They'll tell you whether you're supposed to get paid or not. Look at the declaration. It'll tell you how. Look at the bylaws. These bylaws say that no one shall get paid for serving on the board of directors and any other officers. Well, if you're a committee and you're the fining committee, that's kind of an officer type position. You know, it's such technical words that they're using that they're going to try to escape this. But I would just call your board on it. I would send a letter to the Attorney General. I would send a letter to the insurance company. I would send a letter to the board, the property manager, the attorneys, certified letter to each one of them, letting them know that you do not agree with handing out gift cards to members of the association for anything. Then if they do a service, they should be paid with a check with their name on it. Then there's no conflict of interest and there's no hard feelings. And boards should turn over. You know, it shouldn't be the same board serving for 20, 30 years. I have a client that the board has been the original board since day one. And guess what? They control everything. In fact, there's a lot of conflict going on there because that board has made decisions to amend the bylaws, and they're able to do that because of the way they have amended them before. They don't need a vote of the people, which I find to be very, very sad for those homeowners, because they don't have a vote in there, and that is a dictatorship. So I hope that we can keep things fair and equal. That's the way that HOA is supposed to be ran. I know that it doesn't seem that to most of us because we have lived the abuses that happen in HOA. All right, I'll see you on the next one.